Good morning, y'all. Looks like it's fixing to snow in Lubbock and the South Plains up to Amarillo, and some of it could be pretty heavy. That's for Super Bowl Sunday. Today, snowing in southern Arizona. Pretty fun stuff. It's Saturday. It's February 10th. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, Central Time, which is 7 o'clock in the morning, Arizona time. Here's what's going on around the country. Watches and warnings. For southern Arizona, it's a winter weather advisory, including the city of Tucson, which doesn't happen that often. I mean, it happens. And some of the higher elevations around Tucson could see some snow today. In fact, it's coming down right now, or will be later this morning. Meanwhile, you get into New Mexico, and we're looking at winter weather advisories and even winter storm warnings for the northeast portion of the state, even near Albuquerque up into Santa Fe and into the eastern plains, east central plains, places like Tatum and Portales and Clovis. Under those winter storm warnings. You get into the panhandle of Texas, winter storm warnings there, surrounded by winter weather advisories, winter storm watch for Lubbock in the South Plains, over to Childress, and then into parts of Oklahoma. Then it's some fog for Louisiana and portions of Georgia and the panhandle of Florida. Here's what's going on the surface, and we have a low pressure system on the surface, actually two, both of them in New Mexico, one western New Mexico, one eastern New Mexico, with that stationary front there and a trailing cold front behind it. So you see a mixture of precipitation for southern Arizona, and that's going to depend on elevation. We'll show you here in a second. Heavy snow is possible central New Mexico, and then into northeastern New Mexico, into the Texas Panhandle, also Colorado. And then further south in Texas, it could be some severe thunderstorms. And then along that stationary front, we could see some heavy rain, flash flooding possible from East Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, into Tennessee. And so let's turn our eyes to Arizona this morning. And this is from Erin Christensen. She works at Channel 13. Erin said it would. She just won the award for the most popular weather person in Tucson. Congratulations, Erin. She is awesome, and she put out this graphic yesterday. I stole it from Facebook, so go follow her on Facebook. I'll put her link in the description. So anyway, Tucson, Oro Valley, where I used to live, Vail, Tupac, Catalina, Golden Ranch, could see a few flakes to a trace. Again, the elevation is what matters the most. If you get above 3,500 feet, Benson, Nogales, Douglas, etc., 1 to 3, above 5,000 feet, 2 to 4, and then up in the higher mountains, 4 to 8 for Summer Haven. So good stuff for Arizona. That's a fun day. and of course, the snow in the mountains has been epic. They had like 3 feet of snow in Flagstaff. They've had a foot to a couple feet. Prescott Valley, a little less, as you would expect. Even Sedona had some snow. I mean, all of this is great news for the watershed, the Colorado River system, which brings water to the Four Corners and California. All of this is just great news, and you would expect that in an El Niño year. So what's El Niño going to bring to West Texas? Well, usually in West Texas, you get above average snowfall in an El Niño year, and they're finally going to get a decent storm, it looks like, if the forecast comes true. So heavy snow possible from Childress to around Lubbock and to about Amarillo, and then into looks like Clovis in New Mexico, and then a mix around that. The severe weather moves over to East Texas from Houston into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. So watch out there. And then we have, what do we have? We have some snow up in Montana. How about that? Some rain along the Oregon and Washington coast. How odd for them. And meanwhile, here's the forecast for Lubbock and the South Plains. This is from Jacob Riley at the station I used to work at. He's the chief there now for Channel 13, another 13. Anyway, Jacob's a great guy. And he put out this graphic, was it this morning? Last night? Anyway, this is the winter storm watch that's in effect for Lubbock and the South Plains. 4 to 8 inches of snow possible tomorrow for Lubbock and the South Plains. Meanwhile, that Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama severe weather threat also includes the threats for some tornadoes, possibly a 5% chance in the brown, 2% in the green. So you know what to do if you live in that area Sunday into Monday. Keep an eye to your local forecast. Stay safe. That's a good idea. All right, let's see what the GFS has to say about all this. So we've given you those forecasts. Let's see how the computer model, the specific GFS model, has it all playing out. And this is 9 o'clock this morning Central Time, so an hour from now. And we do see that snow in southern Arizona, heavy at times in some of the mountain peaks and along the Mexico border as well. So yeah, and then snow spreading into New Mexico and further up the eastern side of the Rockies, even into the panhandle of Nebraska. Meanwhile, it's rain for other parts of Texas, moving up through Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky, West Virginia as well. All right, so let's move forward through the day today, and you can see that snow coming down in southern Arizona. Central and northern Arizona got hammered last, few days. Now it's southern Arizona's turn. Moving into New Mexico, heavy snows here in northern New Mexico, lighter in Colorado. And this is the system that's going to bring the snow to Lubbock and the South Plains up to Amarillo and the Panhandle. Meanwhile, thunderstorms busting out. Northern Louisiana into Mississippi, parts of Alabama, Tennessee. This is later on today. As we go into tonight, you see the thunderstorms getting not as strong, but still some good rains here. Rain on the South Plains before it changes to snow. It's already snowing here in central New Mexico and northeastern New Mexico. And as we get into the big game day tomorrow, I can say Super Bowl Sunday. Some people can't say Super Bowl if you're trying to sell something or, inviting people to your house and charging them the money to watch the game. Anyway, snow now starting. This would be more like Plainview here, north of Lubbock. So it'll start. The heavy snow will be further into the northern South Plains, southern Texas Panhandle, and some snow even back here in Alamogordo, Ruidoso. This is Sunday early in the morning. Thunderstorms near Childress. And then that turns into heavy snow for the southern Texas Panhandle back towards Tatum and Clovis. And as we go through the day on Sunday, you see areas of heavy snowfall just west of Childress. This would be Kittiquay, Turkey, and then some snow, decent snows for Lubbock and the South Plains, all the way down into Gaines County even, and then up into Oklahoma as well. Thunderstorms, Arkansas into Louisiana. So again, watch out for severe weather in this area here ahead of our storm that's on the cold side, at least on the cold side of the storm, it's on the cold side, as heavy snow moves into Childress now, into Oklahoma. This is later in the day on Sunday. This is Sunday evening around sunset. Heavy snow moving into Oklahoma City. We can see the scattered thunderstorms across the south. And as we move into the day, this is midnight Sunday night, snow for Oklahoma City, moving towards Tulsa, and Tulsa in time. I tried a Tulsa time joke there. Anyway, Tulsa getting some snow out of this as we move into the day Monday. The scattered showers and storms moving further east in the south, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, even the Texas Panhandle. A little bit of light snow up here in the northern Rockies, Idaho Panhandle into northwestern Montana. This snow will continue, and it's going to eventually bring a nice little storm for New England, so let's watch that as we move through the day Monday. This is Monday morning, this is Monday noon, and then as we get into Monday afternoon, and you can see just kind of a narrow band of snow, heavy at times, moving into the Ohio Valley back towards Indiana, Kentucky, northern Kentucky. Thunderstorms and showers with that ahead of it and south of it, South Carolina, North Carolina, the Virginias. And as we go through time, so this is midnight Monday, and then moving into Tuesday morning. And you can see some heavy snows here, moving into New York City, back in Pennsylvania, up into New York State, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and back in West Virginia. And this storm is getting a little bit stronger, so the winds are picking up a little bit more as it pulls off the coast. But some brief heavy snow, and again, we're getting a little further out. So where this low tracks exactly is going to make a big difference. If it's a little further south, we're going to have more snow along the coast here for New Jersey and New York. If it's a little further north, well, maybe a little bit more rain for the city. But right now, it's looking like heavy snow for portions of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and also up into New Hampshire. And anything else going on? There's just really light snow up here in the northern Rockies. And then that pulls out. So a nice little snowstorm for New England. It's been a minute. Winter's kind of taken a pause. So it looks like our fortunes are flipping a little bit. And then I just wanted to zoom forward because we've got some light snow here forming into a little bit of a storm. That could be some snow for me, some light snow for me, maybe Friday. Some rain for southern Texas. And then in time, you just watch this move across the Ohio Valley, northern Ohio, into Pennsylvania as we get later in the day Friday. But I wanted to show you this. I'm sorry, California. You have another big storm coming. And looks like some brief heavy rainfall and some heavy snow for the Sierra Nevada as we get later in the week. 2 storms, actually. So that looks pretty rough Monday, February 19th. And more snow up here in the northern plains, upper Midwest, finally. Winter trying to make a return, but we'll get more into this as we get closer to that. But, those trends are looking not as warm as we've been seeing on the 6 to 10 day outlook. Still a pocket of above average temperatures possible for the Great Lakes into the upper Midwest. And then for a change, California and the West. And then for precipitation, well, it's an El Nino pattern. So the South is getting the bulk of it. And that trend is continuing. California, and then right through Arizona into Texas, and then back over towards Florida. Florida really needed this El Nino, so this is flipping things around. They've been pretty dry, but that's what happens. And drier than average as you get into the Kentucky and the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, up into New England. So those are the trends, but we have winter returning. Southern Arizona, New Mexico, the South Plains of Texas into the Panhandle. Congratulations. It's been a minute. Oklahoma's going to get some good snows from this as well. So that's my update for today. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Chiefs. Did I say that out loud? We'll see you next time on the Weather Mic.